Well, I'm delighted to be here at the Zenith Arena in Paris, France, and we've just had an absolutely amazing show. And the first place to start, we've got a new champion of the world.
A new champion, yes. Of course, I guess our crowd wanted Laetitia to win. But, well, I think the Lithuanian girl, Ernesta Kareckaite, deserved to win tonight. She deserved, she was ready, and maybe we'll have a trilogy on 2022, we'll see that.
Absolutely. These two women are so fantastically matched. Laetitia described it before fight to me like a giraffe and a rhino, two completely contrasting styles, but they've gelled for a fantastic rivalry.
You're right, totally right. We had the first match, it was last year, and it was a draw. Of course, this kind of story has to end. Well, the ball was for Ernesta Kareckaite tonight. And yeah, Hexagone MMA, we want to promote something new. We want to promote new faces, but also faces unknown. For example, Garnett, your British fighter. And I think Garnett deserves maybe next a title shot. What a comeback! Only 30 seconds to push Miguel Aro to be on the ground. So congrats to the British tonight.
It was a sensational performance from Dean Garnett, and on the UK scene we've waited so long to see him back in action. He's finally done it at Hexagone, and in his post-fight interview he spoke about how much it meant to him to be involved with a promotion like this. And as a promoter yourself, that must mean a lot to you.
A lot, for sure. Dean Garnett is a kind of athlete. Maybe you don't know the name as a fighter. Everyone knows the name for being an awesome trainer, and we are very happy to have him. I think he's more than ready, he's hungry. So for sure, we'll see Dean Garnett in the very near future. He asked me already for a fight.
I mean, this card was live on BT Sport, and it just goes to show just how quickly Hexagone MMA is growing. I mean, we're only in the 6th show, and it's just growing and growing, getting bigger and bigger. Debuts in Dubai, debuts in Germany. And with it on BT Sport, we've exposed it to an English crowd now. And hopefully one day, after winning the Hexagone title, perhaps Dean could have a homecoming in Liverpool.
Yeah, of course. Dean Garnett can be like the British face for Hexagone MMA. Well, we'll see. Maybe we have some surprises in the near future. Of course, we love England. Of course, England, France, there is a bit of history together. So, well, we'll see in the near future for sure.
In combat sports, you have those nights that are special, and this one felt a bit like that because every single fight delivered. I mean, the matchmaking was fantastic. We had entertaining fight after entertaining fight, and there didn't seem to be a single negative thing about the entire evening.
Thank you for that. I think, of course, I can thank our matchmakers, so Mathieu Nicourt and Anthony Rea. Those guys are amazing, doing a great job. If you don't know those two persons, they are big. They are from the first generation of MMA athlete in France. So now being with us, that's a great honor as well. So the recipe of Hexagone MMA is to be, as a team, we know we love MMA, and so we are looking for the right recipe to propose, of course in France, but like you mentioned with BT Sport, with the UK market, the European market is definitely for us a goal. We want to be a European promotion and not a French promotion.
You're doing fantastic in all the new grounds you're going into. Laetitia in particular, somebody who throughout her entire career in judo, in sambo, in wrestling, had to fight for the right to be appreciated. She didn't quite get the credit she deserved. Tonight, look at that crowd. There was 5,000 people in there screaming, shouting for her. Everybody loved her. And as a promoter, that must be fantastic for you that you've managed to give her that credit.
Yes, you're right. Laetitia is a very one-of-a-kind athlete. She's French champion in judo, in sambo, and in wrestling. So it's something special. So now going to MMA, she lost today, but of course that's part of the sport. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Of course, when you are losing, it hurts, of course. But as a promoter, I think I'm very happy about the matchmaking, the story we have for our crowd, for people watching at home. So yeah, that was one I would say one of a hell night. I know I'm not sure I can tell that on the microphone, but let's see. Yeah, it was a good night for him.
Most certainly was. And you've topped it off with this new champion, and we've seen just exactly what you're capable of with how well you've promoted Letitia. I assume you've got exactly the same thing to do now with a Lithuanian champion.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we want to propose stories. So you mentioned Dean Garnett, Laetitia Blo, Wilson Varela, who delivered on the undercard. We have Romain Debienne, French KO guy, something very special also. So yeah, of course, maybe you don't know those names, but maybe in the near future, maybe in a couple of years, everyone maybe will say, okay, they started there. And well, that's something very interesting for delivering, for discovering new faces and new talents.
We've just talked about potential cards in Liverpool with Dean Garnett, in Lithuania as well, but I know you've announced 3 already for France. So could you talk me through them, when they're taking place, and who could potentially be on these cards?
It's a bit early to know, but very soon, very shortly, we'll have more information. The next shows will be 11th of March in Poitiers, in a big theme park. So that's something we want to do, is to propose MMA where it's not supposed to be. And I think, yes, that's something we need to do, because MMA is a new sport. And in France, sometimes the image of MMA wasn't good. But from now on, we need to make French people, to understand what it's MMA, a great sport.
As we've already emphasised, this was a fantastic night for MMA, for France, for England and for Lithuania. But before I let you go, is there anything that you'd like to add that I perhaps haven't mentioned?
Well, I think what I want to mention is MMA is a fantastic sport. My feeling is that I was disappointed that we wait 2020 to make MMA legalized in France. So that creates an envy. Yeah, to do the right thing at the right moment. We had a couple of years, maybe 10 years to be ready actually. So now we are more than ready, and 2023 will be the year of Hexagone MMA, for sure.
Fantastic. Well, Hexagone MMA, it's growing by the day. The shows are getting bigger and bigger, and we can't wait to see what the next year has in store.